My name's Carolyn Van Olo, and I'm the director of soul care at Highrock, and my family and I have worshipped at Highrock Arlington for about 12 years. Highrock Beyond Bars is a ministry at Highrock where we engage with the injustices around incarceration and mass incarceration. And people can be involved in a number of different ways, from microchurch to letter writing to visiting people who are going to college behind bars, to walking with returning citizens when they get released from prison. And then there's other people who are getting engaged in other ways as well. So I've been involved for about 2 years, and I would say that journey began for me after the murder of George Floyd. I'd say before then I was pretty engaged just kind of in my own family life, in my own job, and that caused a disruption. As I became involved in Partakers, I found it started to impact how I read the Bible. And I just started becoming much more aware of Jesus and how much he moves towards people on the margins, how much he moves towards outcasts, tax collectors, people with disabilities, women. And it just became more and more apparent to me, like that's basically what Jesus was doing, like most of the time, is moving towards people who, the rest of society would kind of consider outcasts, would be moving away from, would be, staying away from. And it just, I just realized that, like, if I really want to be a follower of Jesus, if I really want to be embodying Jesus, like, I need to do like what Jesus is doing. And so if Jesus is moving towards people on the margins, like, I need to be, moving towards people on the margins. And my part of my faith is missing if that is not a part of my life. And so as I became involved in Partakers, I became more aware of that. And I would say I also, through the process, experienced a different kind of dependence on the Holy Spirit, and I would say a different kind of embodiment. And maybe that's because I was moving into places that felt like really awkward and like really outside of my comfort zone. I mean, walking into the prison the first time, like, my heart was beating so much. I had so much fear, like, about the person who I would meet and what he would be like and if I would feel safe. It's hard to put into words how sacred it has felt to develop a relationship with Carolyn, who is the student who I get to visit once a month, and we keep some correspondence by email and mail. And I have never had a friend before who is incarcerated, and he has really welcomed us like family into his life. Locked in Solidarity is a conference, and it's not just a thing that we're doing here at Highrock in Arlington. It's actually part of a national movement that the Christian Community Development Association, or CCDA, initiated. And so the week that we have Locked in Solidarity, there are groups of believers, like, all over the United States, and who are gathering to stand in solidarity with people who are impacted by mass incarceration and the injustices of mass incarceration. And so it's a time of stories, it's a time of equipping, it's a time of learning, and of course, it wouldn't be Highrock without food too. So there's food and hospitality too, and also it's a time of providing on-ramps for people who would like to explore how they might want to get engaged in Highrock Beyond Bars, and walking in solidarity with people who are affected by mass incarcerations. So I hope for this conference that God will build a greater solidarity at Highrock and in the Boston area I really feel like Jesus is already standing in solidarity with people who are suffering from the injustices of mass incarceration. And he's inviting us to stand with him, to be a part of the work that he is already doing there. If you have never been in a space where you felt really inadequate and really like awkward, I feel like there's more to experience of Jesus and of the Holy Spirit working in you and through you. I'd encourage you to come and check it out. It's a low commitment. It's a low bar. It's just a few hours, and I think you'll really leave changed and experiencing more of Jesus.